Welcome to Let's Talk, your journey to entrepreneurship with Lady Dr. D, the podcast where dreams turn into reality and the world of business is demystified. I'm Dr. Dorothy Brown, your guide on this exciting adventure into the heart of entrepreneurship. Each week, we bring you insightful conversations with industry trailblazers, visionary startups, and seasoned entrepreneurs who share their unique journeys, challenges, and triumphs. So, buckle up and get ready to embark on your journey to success. Let's talk entrepreneurship. We have stories to share and futures to create. In this episode, welcome Dr. Marcia Dodo, the founder of Sadiya Inc, who shares her inspiring journey of blending African and Western fashion styles. A nurse practitioner with decades of experience, Dr. Dodo has had a passion for sewing since childhood. With the invaluable support of her family in Ghana and Nigeria, she has turned her creative vision into reality, crafting unique clothes and accessories that celebrate cultural fusion. Join us as we explore her story and the powerful role of family in achieving dreams. I'm Dr. Dorothy Brown, your host, and today I get the pleasure of talking with Dr. Marcia Dodo. Now, Dr. Marcia Dodo is a nurse by profession and therefore has her DNP, correct?
Correct, yes.
And has been a nurse practitioner for many years. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Marcia.
Okay, I'm a nurse practitioner for a while, I guess about 3 decades. And that's my first passion. However, throughout my life journey, as far as I could remember as a child growing up, I used to love playing with my dolls. In Jamaica, we would say I used to play with a dolly and dress up the dolly. So that's what I used to do. So I just liked clothing, and I would sew. And my mother had a sewing machine, one of those old-time single sewing machine that you run the handle. And I would use that and do all the dolls' clothing, dress up the doll. And then I had an aunt who was a seamstress, dressmaker. And I would go to her every other weekend or so, and she'd teach me how to sew certain things. And growing up, throughout the years, I just developed this passion for clothing, women's clothing. And then later on, as I got older, I would collect magazines with couture fashions, Western style, of course. And, I just had a passion for that. And then later on, I decided, after I finished my nursing profession, I said, maybe I should do something else because, it's getting too monotonous. And I like to do activities that, motivate me. So I decided that I enrolled in a class in fashion designing at Ivy Dale. But after the first semester, I decided this might be too competitive. I don't think I could do this as a second career. So I decided I'll just do it, on the side, as we'd say. And, pursued my nursing in the meantime. Then later on, as I got older, in my young adult years, I was introduced to an African, which is now my husband. He's from Nigeria. And that was where that influence started. Because I was kind of shy about, the African attire, the whole setup. Because to me, at that time, this is how I viewed it. It seemed as if it was a costume.
Right.
But yes, it would seem that way because it's a lot of embellishment and the headpiece, the galley, and all of that stuff.
Let's talk about, so I know that your background was mom and aunt teaching you to sew, and so you're an accomplished seamstress.
Not professionally, but I can help myself, but I would use patterns because I wasn't, as skilled, so I would use patterns because even when I was after college, the first gift I gave myself when I graduated from nursing school, I bought a sewing machine, a sewing machine. This time it was electronic, by that time.
Listen, that is a big deal because
yes.
I have so many sewing machines that I've said that I was going to learn to sew with patterns, of course, because that's how we start out with patterns until you get the skill down to where you can actually sew, still cutting and using the right measurements, but till they get that skill. It's still in progress. Let's talk about Sadiya. This is your clothing line because you've mentioned how your mom taught you to sew.
My aunt, actually, yeah.
Your aunt and your mom kind of
Right.
played a significant role in helping you to gain the skills, the sewing skills that you have.
Right.
So when did you actually decide on for incorporating Sadiya?
Well, actually, I developed a passion for the African wear, and I'm figuring not everybody would wear it every day like that. So I was trying to figure a way to blend African and the Western wear. So as a result, I decided to see if I could blend the two, and you could wear it every day. I mean, regular, you don't have to wear it any special occasion. Just like I'm wearing it normal, half and half Western, half African design. And I figured I would try to promote it among a lot of folks. Some people weren't in the idea, but I was. So I figured if I wear it and show how you can wear it otherwise than the whole, garb, you can just wear it regularly every day. I figured, that would be something right. Well, and then I started the right. Thank you for the promotion.
Yeah.
So I decided, let me do it formally. So in 2019, that's when I went about introducing, the Sadiya Incorporated. Yeah, I did a fashion show at a friend of mine, the clubhouse, and promoted it that way.
So 2019 was the first time you launched Sadiya.
Yeah, it was December, right? Because I wanted to do it before Black History Month, which was coming up in February usually. So I figured, no, let me introduce it before, and then if anybody needs anything, they could get it.
Black History Month.
Right. So every year after that, January or February, I would do something to promote Black History Month and promote my line as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now, 2019 was when you finally launched it. How did you actually coin the name Sadiya? Is there a special meaning behind Sadiya?
My husband's grandmother, her name was Halima to Sadiya, and I just like the sound of Sadiya. It's a African Arabic name, and I figure I just use the Sadiya. And then I also had to make sure that incorporated business that there was no other business with that name. I had to do a search, and there was none. So I said, okay, I'll just stick with that name.
Interesting. So there's a special meaning behind it.
Yes.
Did you meet her?
No, she's already passed. Yeah.
So once you decided on incorporating Sadiya, how did you get from incorporating the name to the fashion show, to getting all this up? Did you design all? Are you the designer for all the fashion that you?
Actually, what I did, because I always like looking at different fashion, the fashion trend, what is in now, and I noticed that a lot of the African designer would actually blend it. I would look on the internet, I look on Amazon, I'd go to some fashion shows that were blended with African wear as well, just to get certain ideas. But most of the styles are styles that I've seen, and then I try to kind of tweak it a little bit, put a little Western flavor to it, but the majority, I'd say, not my design, all of my design.
So then you've mixed your design. You've
mixed,
taken,
I like the mix. Yes.
And are you the primary seamstress?
No, actually, the seamstress that usually work on design are my in-laws, my husband's sister, and they have a lot of, seamstress, tailors. Majority of the persons who sew the clothes for me are men, actually.
Interesting.
Yes, they're expert. They're really good. And I'd have like each of them has a tailor, and they'll sew what I want. I send the measurements, but I'm going to establish a standard chart. But that's how I've been doing it. But now I'm going to put a little bit more time into it now to make it more formalized, more professional, because I'm in a different phase of life right now. I'm entering the senior years, and I'd like something to keep me active, busy and motivated, and that has always been my passion. So I said, okay, I'm going to pursue this more.
So you mentioned that you send the designs with the measurements to your in-laws
in Nigeria and Ghana.
They're not. So you're here in the United States.
Right.
Here in Florida.
Right.
But they're in Nigeria.
And Ghana. And they shop for the fabric for me. I give them an idea of what I like. Maybe I see a color or something similar. And they shop for me in the market there, which have a whole variety of fabric. does your eye if you ever go and you see. Yeah, and they'll send the pictures to me, and I'll choose, okay, yeah, this one, that one, you know, and the fabric comes in bulk. They usually on average 6 yards or 4 yards, you know.
So you buy so they buy the fabric there in Nigeria or Ghana?
Ghana.
For you, and they make it there.
Right, I send them the designs.
And they ship it to you, or you go?
Sometimes they'll ship, but a lot of time they have relatives that are coming over, and yeah, they'll bring it for me.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So I started off small, you know, because those things are quite heavy. But I started off small, and then in the latter years, I'm going to say over the past maybe 2 years, I'll go and visit. Like last year, I went to Ghana and I went to Nigeria. I went to the market myself, met the people that, you know, that I'll get the fabric from. Yeah, for about the second consecutive year now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a system that has flowed really well.
Right.
And it works really well for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Have you encountered any challenges along this journey?
I think a lot of the challenges, sometimes when I have the fashion show, I have items displayed, and I try not to have more than about maybe 4 of each item because I don't want it to be repetitive, and, you know, it needs to be unique. And the challenge I find is if somebody places an order, it might take about 3 weeks before they get it. You know, I have some things that are already ready-made, but there are certain specific designs somebody might like. They might want a different shade or color, and it takes about 3 weeks because, you know, it takes a little while. That's, you know, I'd say it delays the process. So, but pretty much I do try to have everything already made up, you know, and
but
something
you
I
set
think
those
most people-
expectations, right?
Right,
So those
right.
expectations are set because we already talked about that. This is being sewed and tailored
Right.
overseas in Africa,
Yeah.
and then sent to the
Right,
US. And
right.
so that is a realistic expectation in terms of a turnaround time. With designs 3 weeks, or sometimes it may be more.
It could be a month. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I've tried to do, just so that everybody could be satisfied, a few custom orders. There's only a few, but I try to do a variety of stuff that I think the market will like. A lot of people like basic stuff like a jacket, kimono thing they could wear with something like what you have on. Yeah. Yes. You know, and I have different styles. You know. Yeah.
So just for you guys out there, this is a Sadiya design. I actually purchased this, and I'm actually wearing it with tights and the undershirt.
Right. It's nice.
Right, because it just matches.
Right.
And you can tell, like this, I can dress it down or I can dress it up, right? This is maybe dinner wear, or it could be
dressy casual or something. Yeah.
brunch, or you know.
And I have accessories too. I have quite a bit of accessories that I get from Ghana.
So you have clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have purses.
Right.
Both male and female.
Female, yes, that's
And
true. I also have
tell me a little bit more about the accessories. So earrings and
custom, necklaces, beads. You know, handmade beads. I have quite a bit of those. That looks very unusual. You know, and bracelets. Yeah. Well, the head wrap comes with the fabric. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not wearing the head wrap that comes with this, just so you know. But there is a head wrap that comes with this.
And you could wrap it anyway.
I put it on as a belt.
Yes, you could do that too.
And then it kept loosening, and I said,
because the fabric is light. There are different types of fabric. A lot of times we tend to use the Ankara, which is the cotton blend fabric, you know, with that typical African design. Then some are blended with like a silky thing, like what you have on here. But it still has a design. It has a more African look.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that the challenges that you've encountered is just the timeline.
For the most part,
right.
Yes. I think that's the main challenge. Yeah.
Listen, that's not too much of a challenge, but you know.
Yeah. But I'm
as long
put
as the
more
right
into
expectations are set, then at least people will be understanding that it's coming.
Yeah.
Original designs.
Right.
Original African wear.
Right. Afro-Western. I'm going to say Afro-Western. But it's a blend.
Right.
Yes.
So now you talked about mixing cultures, Western and African wear. Looking forward, what's your vision for Sadiya? Where do you see Sadiya?
I think because the trend now, a lot of people are into the Afrobeat, that type of culture, the music, and I think it's here to stay. And I just would like to promote my wear that I'm promote it more, expand more, and of course to include male as well, and also expand, like I have a market for fabrics, because let's say, and I think I'll be going back to Jamaica to visit, lengthy times, and I think there the market might be more fabric, so I'm going to try to promote a lot of the different types of fabric. Different people have asked me about that. Okay. So I'm going to do that for the island market or the Jamaican market, because you have a lot of people that sew. A few ready-made, but here is most because people like to have things ready-made.
Right.
Yeah.
So
expansion.
So the future for Sadiya is more continue to maintain your inventory with ready-made wear. But also to get the material itself and then sell into the Jamaican market. And do you already have you already started doing that? Or is that nice? Because
I have friends there who are interested, so that's how I promote it. I give it to them, or they choose, I send them the picture, they choose, and they have their dressmaker make it. And whenever anybody buys the material and they make something, I tell them, send me a picture of how it looks, and they send me the picture, and it looks pretty good, and that helps me in the promotion.
Very good.
Or I go to events here, like my high school have tea party every year. I did their fashion show, not this last one, but the year before. And that's how I got, they promoted more, so they know if they need some Afro-Western wear, they'll ask me, what I have.
And that's quite interesting, because it's for some reason I'm not putting together tea, afternoon tea with African wear.
Well,
it's like a merging of
cultures. A fashion show, something different.
Yes.
And, that's what I did. So,
it's unique. It's unique and quite interesting.
Yeah. And, we do it with music. We don't just walk and you just parade. You accessorize, you have to feel, you have to be in a certain mood of the African, music in the background. And you go and promote, the next one I think I'm going to promote some beads, those waist chains. There's a story behind that. So I have to use some skinny mini models, because I like to vary my models. I like to have a variety of body size, shape, so everybody can see how they're going to look when they put it on, but this particular one, I'm going to get some skinny minis because they have to do the Afrobeat dance.
So you're going to have varied body shapes.
Yeah. What I usually do, though, because most of the models that I have right now are my friends, my age. I'm a little bit younger. But yeah, they do. They wear it well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Sadiya, it's such a beautiful name too.
Yeah, thank you.
So what we've talked about today now is your journey started off when you were really young. High school, even before high school.
Right. I was just infatuated with this dolly clothes, dress up the dolly.
And that dressing up your doll led to you becoming a seamstress yourself, or a dressmaker. Your own personal dressmaker.
My own personal dressmaker, yes.
And that led that kind of paused for a moment, because your chosen path was to do nursing, to study nursing, and you took that all the way to your doctor of nursing degree and spent decades practicing as a nurse. Still practices as a nurse. Right. Sadiya came along years later, even though you'd been doing the sewing and through marriage, you gained. You developed the passion for the Afro wear.
Right. And initially, I wasn't, but I had to figure a way that, like, how can I get people to wear this now without saying, oh, it look like a costume or too much stuff. And that's why I wanted to blend it, to promote it that way, Yeah.
So you changed the culture a little bit, right?
You
blended the cultures.
Well, people are now, into the Afrobeat and Afro wear and all of that stuff,
Right. So you're Jamaican and your husband is Nigerian, and so you kind of merge the two cultures together in the clothing that you produce through Sadiya. We also talked about too that your vision is for Sadiya to not just produce custom wear, but to also manufacture cloth, the actual cloth, so people can customize their own, and they can use their own seamstresses to do their own designs. So now that we're here, how do you actually maintain enough supply? Are you able to maintain enough supply? Because a lot of people now talk about that with all that's going on in the world, that sometimes getting materials, getting certain things, there's usually there's some challenges with that. Are you able to maintain your supplies?
Not to the level that I'd like, but I still do have, because with the African fabric, some of it doesn't go to style, you know. It depends on what it is. They have different, they say lace, different type of lace. That's a little bit different. But the African, the Ankara type blend, it's always in style, you know. That's how I see it. It's always in style. Yeah. So now I'm in a different phase of life. I have more time, so I'm gonna do more with promoting what I, you know.
Any suggestions? Any tips, tricks that you would share with anyone who is interested in, like yourself, in getting into the design business? I know we kind of glossed over that class that you did in fashion design, and kind of put it aside because I think
it was too competitive to the fashion industry. You have to have something different, because in the fashion industry, I mean, you see it out there, you know, the different style, the unique style. So, you know, I didn't want to compete in that market, even though now you have a good market, strong market. Afro-Western wear, you do now, so, you know, but I think, you know, there's some differences with each of the markets.
But now the future is do more, expand into Jamaica.
Expand.
Maintain your Florida market, but also expand into Jamaica, not just with materials, but with custom designs, if the need is for that.
Expand my website. I have a website, Sadiya Incorporated. Yeah, on Instagram. Sorry, I should say Instagram.
So you have an Instagram page,
which needs updating now because there's quite a few stuff that I haven't, you know, put in. But I'm gonna work on that, and I have somebody who's gonna help me. You know, now that I'm gonna have more time to help me, you know, with that the Instagram site. Yeah.
So you know that brings to mind that part of being an entrepreneur is your support team.
Yes.
Because you mentioned the tailors. How many tailors are there?
Good, maybe 4, because sometimes I need quite a few quite a few things sewn, and as a short, you know, time span. But they're so fast, they can make something within 3 days, you know. Yeah, you know. So, but I do have like about maybe 4. And one specific that does very well when it comes to the male clothing. My husband usually helps me with that, you know. So we'll give the order, and I met him and everything, so he knows my size and everything, and you know, he'll make it quick. Some of the customers, he already has their size, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you have 4 men.
3 men and one lady, yeah.
Okay, so 3 men, 1 lady that actually does the sewing for you in Africa.
And they like to design and give me pointers, you know. I say, well, you know, over here in the US, they like more Western look or whatever, because initially, when I was introduced to the African wear, the whole 5 yards was used to make the outfit. Would wrap the skirt. But now it's changed. They actually cut it. The skirt is cut. Yeah, it's not. They still have traditional people who, you know, wrap the skirt, and I had to know how to wrap the skirt. So there's a way to wrap the skirt so you can walk. You know,
so it sounds like you were influencing the change in the cultural design that you wanted for Sadiya by changing up how they traditionally make clothing.
Right.
Very good. You know, it's so 4 people, right?
Yeah, approximately, yeah.
Do you have anybody on this this end in the U.S. that actually.
Yes, there's two seamstresses that I met, and they're willing. One is from the Gambia, the other one is from Haiti. They're both excellent. So if there's somebody that needs something sewn, then I'll refer them. I alter some of the clothing because some of the clothing where it might, not fit quite well, and I usually complimentary alter it for all my customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's yourself and approximately 6 other individuals.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that your social media is being updated.
Yes.
So is that somebody else or is that you too?
No, I started it, but I'm gonna get some assistance from a good friend of mine. Yeah, I'm gonna hire her. Yeah, she said she'll help me to do it. So
okay.
Yeah, and she's good at it. You know her, I'll tell you that.
All right. So that's your support team.
Yeah.
Anybody else that would miss that's a part of your support team? I know your husband is a huge.
Yeah.
He's like very strong supporter.
Right.
Right there behind
Close
you.
friends who model for me.
So
yeah.
okay.
A core set up model and one person who's an hostess. And she has done other fashion shows as well. So she gave me pointers when to how to do the fashion show, how to go about doing it.
Okay.
Have a course set, yeah.
So it's been quite a learning experience as you go along. You've
yes.
learned how to do different things depending on what event you're putting on. So you put on events, right?
Yeah.
Are you still doing that, or is that something that you plan a couple times per year, or
every year I plan an event. I the last 2 years I had a pop-up shop. We came to the pop-up shop in my back patio. But what I'm going to try to promote more is because there's some communities that have, like, let's say every 3rd or every 4th Friday of the month, they have small business owners come and promote their stuff. Like Dania have one, and I have friends who knows all those different dates, so she's gonna help me with all those dates. Arts and craft and stuff like that. So it's a booth. And in Miramar they have the Afro-Caribbean, when Black History Month.
Right.
I had a booth there too as well. That helped with some of the promotion. But I find when I do, what helps is the promotion among close friends, because when they do it for me, I'll have something at my friend's house. She did a shop at her house, and she invited her friends, so they're aware, and they'll tell somebody else and they'll come. I find I get more promotion that way as well,
So there are varied ways that you're doing marketing,
yes.
whether
promotion, yes.
Right, word of mouth from friends or from events, local events where you can actually, set up a nice little area showing off all the custom designs that you have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have come to the end of our talk. We've talked quite a bit. So we've talked about your journey from childhood days right up to pass through nursing school, practice nursing for many years, and then decided to formalize your passion into a business with the support that you had from family.
Right.
And now you're basically heading into retirement and wanting to
I'll have more time. Right.
Put more time into it to develop the business, expand it some more. Not just here in Florida, but also into Jamaica. Right. Any other countries outside of Jamaica?
Other islands, because I meet other people from different islands here. From Haiti, and
So Caribbean.
Okay. Yeah. But my greatest help, I have to say kudos to them, my in-laws, my husband's relatives. They're the ones that do a lot of the legwork to get the fabric. Yes. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be able to do it, like that. So they're a great help.
So any last words, anything you want to share with any, you want to share gratitude, not just to your in-laws, but to anybody else. Any last words?
Yes. Well, all my diva friends here. I appreciate all that they have done to help me promote my wear, and I think once you have that innate desire, innate passion, that's what motivates you or gives you ideas of what you need to do next, and you mingle with like-minded, people like yourself, and that helps you.
It's clothes that is easy
wearable,
wear.
Right.
Wear.
That's what I.
Yeah,
wanna
easy
promote.
wear as you can mix and match,
Right,
or you can do different things with it, right?
Right.
So we're dress it up or dress it down depending on how. So thank you so much
Thank you for having
for
me.
sitting down with me and sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing where Sadiya goes in the future.
Just check out the Instagram, Sadiya_Incorporated.
Sadiya_Incorporated.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today.